Ask me the same question again.
Okay. We have about 11 minutes left before
Go
Dr.
ahead.
Valentine.
I got it.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Ask me that same question you asked. No, the same question you asked me before I answered this. I was leading up to something to show you how it works.
Okay.
Ask me that question you just asked me again.
Okay. What do you think about mass incarceration of our people and why it's happening?
Yes. No. The mass incarceration. Now, when they could no longer pay the debt on the energy that was then being shipped out to then with other people, they began to get, in order to monetize it and to make it even more, make their input and their bottom line for their corporate investors more, they then shipped all of the industry that they had created here overseas so that they can get that same energy at a cheaper price. What they did over here with the residual people, which are the men, was to create the prison industrial complex. Now what they did was then the accrued value on the bond that was created at your birth, which comes up to millions and billions, To do that, they had to house you as a warehouse receipt. That's why all of the incarceration. That's why they invaded the hip-hop community and created the rap community so that they could criminalize and fill those jails. Because an empty jail does not make any money for the state. So the mass incarceration now, which is based on an injustice system, based on a fiat system, based on a criminal system, with the Zarians and the rest of them, all of these bastards now have been profiting off of the misery. Now things are going to change. Things are getting ready to go change. All of those people who have been the criminal cabal that have been dealing with the misery of humanity as the you're going to find that it is over. Now the whole value of the human being is being reassessed. And who you are now has to be a spiritual being in order to understand and overstand and inherit the future that we have now seen for humanity. And I'm telling you this, the metaphysics was the first step. The metaphysics is the first step. The understanding of your true spiritual self is the first step. Don't try to undermine that and say, well, you know, we got to get our people together. All that spiritual nonsense and all that stuff don't mean a damn thing. Well, your spirituality was what led you to your greatness. Don't start putting that to the side right now. Your spirituality built the pyramids. Your give you the knowledge to build the pyramids. So what makes you think it would not give you the knowledge to solve this problem that you're dealing with right now with this man? Teach, brother. So you have to understand that you are being raised up in your consciousness, and I talk about the consciousness index having to be raised before we understand how important every action we take with one another, against one another, and for one another is in the collective.